All right, I wanted to bring y'all in on the Mustang build and kind of give you guys a little bit of sneak peek at what my customer is going to be getting, the stencil that I put on top of it for them. I usually do that as an added cost, but you know, I talked to the guy. He's very enthusiastic about the box. I said I'm gonna go ahead and throw him a bone on this one and just surprise him with the Mustang. Really cool guy, man. I appreciate him. All the communication he gave, all the information that he gave on his ride, and it actually, I think the box turned out pretty good, to be honest with you. But what I want to show you guys in this video is the difference between a compact build and an actual recommendation from a manufacturer. The subwoofer that he's going to be putting inside of this box right here is the Resilient Sounds Platinum 12. That's a 2,000 watt subwoofer that he's trying to stuff into his Mustang. Now, this is possible, and I know some of you guys are looking at this box like, you know, you could have maybe have made it a little bit bigger for him, and I could have, because what the Resilient Sound Platinum 12 calls for are two different specifications. You can get a compact version and you can get an actual recommended, or what I consider the boomer version. And this is the reason why I have it stacked on top of this box right here, because before displacement, that box on the bottom is actually 3 cubes. Okay, before displacement. The one on top is not 3 cubes. The one on top is only 2.5 cubic feet. So this is what I want, and I'm talking internal. So let me pop the lid on this and give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about. It's actually like 2.6 something internal, but you have to take away for the port and bracing. So after that, the subwoofer only has about 2.5 cubic feet to play with. But this subwoofer is massive. It's just as big as one of the B2 Audio Rage XLs I have. Just as a reminder, this is what that sub looks like. It's massive. This is my hand. I'm over 6 foot. So I got some big hands, okay? And that's what this thing looked like. Okay, this is MTX Audio. You guys have probably seen a sub like this back in the days, right? They still make them, the MTX Audio. And look at this, both of those are 12s. You get what I'm going with this? So these things right here take up a lot of space. This one right here probably take up 0.07 cubic foot of internal space. This one right here takes up 1/4 cubic foot by itself. That's a lot of booty on Judy, all right? And that Resilient Sounds Platinum 12 takes up the same amount of space, so you have to compensate for that. So after bracing and port displacement and subwoofer displacement, you only got about 2.25 cubic foot, 2.25 cubic foot to work with for that Platinum 12. And that is the bare minimum that they recommend for it. Their recommendation, I believe, is 3 cubes, I wanna say, 3 cubic foot. Yeah, this is their recommendation right here. So their recommendation is 3 cubic foot, tuned at around 32, in between 32 and 34 hertz is what they recommend. Port area in between 12 and 16 square inches per cubic foot. Of course, this is 2.25 cubic foot, and that's what this one actually have. It has the bare minimum. So it has 12 cubic inches per cubic foot of port area as well. That's why I had to put a chamfer on it to kind of help it out with a little bit of chuffing or whatever that it may cause with this. And just, of course, make sure you round over everything else. And it should be fine. I've built this actual box for my subwoofers in the past. I had a VXF12 in a box with these exact specs, which is why I knew what to build him when I seen what the Platinum 12 was actually calling for. So I know it's gonna be fine. It's probably at port tuning, which I believe we tune this to 30 hertz. I think he's, no. He's a musical guy. So I tuned it at 35 hertz. Yeah, so he has the compact version of this 2.25 cubic internal, and you have what is this, 28 to 30 28 to 30 square inches of port area, and that's tuned to 35 hertz. The reason why it's at 35 hertz because he listens to a broad range of music. He just want to be able to hit some lows, but he still wants his R&B to sound good. He still wants his old school hip hop to sound good. But every now and again, when he do a little bit of modern things, he wanted to dig a little bit deeper, and that's the reason why he has a 35 hertz tuning. It'll dig to 30. It'll dig probably all the way down to 30 with no problem with the subwoofers that he has. So the thing is, I wanted so bad to build him this box, but without me being there with the vehicle, I didn't want to, compromise his fitment of putting it into the car, which is another reason why the box is built the way it's built. It's 24 wide and 14 tall, so it's a tad bit longer than the actual box that it's sitting on right now. As a matter of fact, I believe it's about 3/4 inch or an inch longer than the box that it's sitting on right now. Of course, the box that it's sitting on right now has more port and more port area. And overall, it has more internal volume as well, as we already specified. But I wanted to get him that box. I wanted to build another replica of that box, but I didn't want to, jeopardize it, because this thing is 16 tall and this one's 14. And I just wanted to make sure that he can slide it in his trunk. He didn't want to remove the seats. He didn't want to finagle any of that weirdness that a lot of people have to do with their Mustangs. He just wanted something he can drop in. And this is it. You have your window bracing. That's pretty standard with me unless you request otherwise. I do have a customer now that I'm working on the box for. He wanted double walls all the way around. When you do that, when your walls and ceilings and floors are an inch and a half thick, 2 inches thick, you don't even need all that bracing in there. The bracing is to make it inert, to keep it from, vibrating at certain frequencies or whatever. But when you double that wall all around, you don't really need this no more. But these are single walls, so that's why I do it. And that's why he's getting it, because he needed all the internal spacing that he can get. And to be honest with you, I almost denied him this build because I'm not there with that car to make sure that it goes the way I wanted it to go. And I almost denied him this build because I didn't think he was going to be able to get that recommended volume that the manufacturer wanted. But after contacting him and talking to him, he had really good communication. We was able to pull something off. And he did get a sneak peek at the top that I did for him. I wanted to do a little bit more than that, but I think he's happy with it so far. He said he appreciated it, so I'm just gonna move forward with it. All I gotta do now is put him some port bracing and he'll be good to go. Just wanted to bring y'all in on that compact versus, a boomer box or recommended specs. So if you got them big old subs out there, something like the X12, something like the Resilient Sounds Platinum one, something like, the B2 Audio Rave XL or their Rampage subwoofer, you gotta stay within the manufacturer specification. For most subwoofers, for most 12s, this box is big, is probably too big for, an average 12. But for them subs, you really need a little bit more. That's a compact. That's a full size. Just kind of want to give you guys that size comparison. All right, so we got the port bracing in, and I think that should do pretty good. I wanted to put some dowels in there, but the dowels have more surface area, and I honestly, I know that's the port, but I just didn't want to take up no more space in this enclosure than I had to, so I skipped some stuff, right? Like the little corner bracing. Of course, you can omit corner bracing when you got that much bracing. I did want to hit this corner here as well, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it purposely because, like I said, we're restrained on internal spacing, and a lot of people already know corner bracing is controversial anyway. I think they help strengthen the corners in case of a drop or a fall. Within the ports, I do believe that they aid with airflow inside the ports. If you have multiple bends in a port, I think it's beneficial to put a corner brace there, which is why I went ahead and did this. This is 2 1/4 square inches. 2 1/4 inches wide, and that's perfect. 2 1/4 inches right there from there. So I had to do that for airflow. But other than that, I didn't go crazy with the bracing like I usually do. Just did a little bit on the port. I did not do this corner, and the reason I didn't do that corner is it's so close to the mouth, to this part of the port. You don't want to have any obstruction coming out of the mouth there, because that will throw off your tuning, so I didn't do that. But I did want to brace this over on this side because I know how much pressure that Platinum 12 is going to be building up. And remember, it's the longer runs of the port that is susceptible to flexing because of how long this piece of wood is. And the longer that wood is, the more malleable, I think that's the word, the more malleable it is. So you want to strengthen it by giving it support. This piece of wood, because it's so short, do you really know how hard it is to bend a piece of wood that short? So I wasn't worried about that piece right there. But anyway, top is finna go on. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything glued and put some nails in it, and it'll be ready to be shipped in about 3 hours. And of course, he's gonna be getting the budget base head terminal. The terminals are included in any build that I do for you. And yeah, I had a few of the gold ones laying around, so I gave him some gold hardware. And yeah, just pop that guy right on in and he should be just fine. Once again, if you guys looking for a box like this and you think this here is the type of quality that you guys want and looking for, the number's right there on the screen, so hit me up. And as always, all my boxes are shipped completely covered in 1 inch of styrofoam. In addition to the styrofoam, your item is also going to be boxed. So you have double protection just in case of any damage that occur during shipping. Have to first go through these items. If you like what you see, text me at the number on the screen and I'll see you there. Thanks for visiting the channel to help you simplify car audio. It's the Budget Base Head and I'm out.